right, we're back. We're going to talk about franchise financing. We are in August of 2025, and what's going on in the world of SBA franchise financing. As you know, I talk a lot about SBA financing. That is a great tool to help you get into business ownership or to expand your current business. So what's going on in the franchise startup space? Well, we're still able to really get high leverage, up to 90% of the total project cost. I will say at this time in the market, banks are seeming to tighten up. I've noticed a trend of busyness, meaning these banks are backlogged. There's a shortage of underwriters, and so it's causing a little bit of slowdown in getting our candidates, our borrowers through the SBA process. So what is the common denominator that I'm seeing? I'm seeing a lot of people that have good jobs, good outside income, good credit, low liquidity, meaning they've got 15, 20 grand in an account and they're trying to buy multiple territories. They might be borrowing up to 50 grand from a 401k. Some of them are looking at ROBs. Rollovers are sometimes not the best idea, and we can get into that on another episode. Sometimes they make sense, but most often they don't if you're going to be living off that cash flow and utilizing that cash flow. So I work with national banks, some of the biggest, largest franchise financing banks out there. I work with community banks that have a national footprint. I work with non-bank SBA lenders, and I help people navigate the financing world. So a lot of people coming to me lately are like, look, I want to get 90% on this startup. And is it possible? Yes, it is. We do it all the time, but you got to be ready for it. Generally, you should have 10% post-close liquidity, meaning if your total project cost for your franchise is 300 grand, after you put down your down payment of 10% or 20%, you should have 10% of 300,000 your total project cost left over in liquidity in your account. Generally, do I get deals done with a lot less than that? Yes, but just rule of thumb. Rule of thumb, you should have a 700 credit score. Rule of thumb, you should have less than 30% utilization on your credit cards, on your recurring expenses, on your personal credit report. We pull an SPSS credit score that was designed by FICO for SBA loans, and those are scored from 0 to 300. Generally, all the banks want to see a 165 or better score on that SPSS credit scoring model. Each one of these banks is completely different on how they look at deals. Some people look at Fran data. It's got to have a good Fran data score. Some people don't care about Fran data. Some people are just like, say, hey, we got to have 10 open locations, this and that. But even what is more apparent is that the individual franchise is getting scrutinized more. You've seen a lot of emerging franchises that have one corporate location, which started last year, and now they've sold 60 or 70 territories, and there's not enough in the FTD. Can we get those deals done? Yes. There's ways of doing that. I'm constantly building networks with different SBA funding sources. I know how to navigate it. It's not the most easy thing in the world, but you can get high leverage financing still, but you got to come in prepared. You got to build out your projections. You got to know what your total project costs are. And we build out of sources and uses. That's where you're going to put the line items of what it's going to cost to start the franchise fee, working capital, lease for your commercial space, insurance, yada, yada, yada. So these are all the things we do and we help you do. Business plan, it doesn't have to be that elaborate if you're investing into a proven franchise system, but you still need a business plan. You need 3 years of projections, first 2 years broken down month by month, 3 years of personal tax returns. If you own a business where you own 20% or more, we're going to need those tax returns from that business, a year to date, profit and loss, and a balance sheet and a debt schedule from any businesses that you own. So it is a full document loan. Some people think, oh, I thought it was just, you need good credit and a down payment. No, there's a lot more to it, to financing these franchises and to get the better leverage. Some of these franchise banks, SBA lenders, they'll offer an interest-only period for the first 9 months. Some of them are at 6 months. Some of them will not charge interest only on what's dispersed. So meaning if you have 100 grand in working capital and you only disperse 20 grand, you're only going to be paying interest on that 20 grand. So those are the different caveats of the franchise financing. Then it's usually based on prime, which is currently at 7.5 plus a margin, which can be anywhere from 1 to 3. And some community advantage programs, they can go as high as 3.5, depending on the loan amount. So as you can see, there's a lot to it. So what we do is we help you navigate the waters. You book a discovery call. We figure out what franchise is it on the SBA directory. And we take you from point A to point B and get you to the finish line. And often on these deals, we're not charging a fee. We get paid a referral fee. There's one or two banks we work with that don't pay a referral fee. So we do charge a packaging fee for those particular banks. And we'd let you know. We don't charge you any upfront fees. There are some other franchise brokerages that they charge you upfront fee no matter what, and we don't do that. So we're here to help 1 million aspiring business owners become successful business owners over the next 10 years. And that could be from our podcast. It could be from you heard me on somebody else's podcast, from our blogs, from our newsletter. We're really inspired to help as many people as we can get into business ownership, because our team truly believes in that everyone should own a business, even if it's a side hustle. Study the tax strategies out there. Learn from CPAs. You'll see that there's so many advantages for you to own a business. Now, not all of us can quit the W-2, nor do we want to quit the W-2. But what type of business can I run alongside what I'm doing now? We can help you figure out all that and more. So go to bookwithbeau.com if you'd like to talk to our team, and we'll meet with you. We'll teach you how to find them and fund them and figure out what business model is the best, how you go about structuring the financing, and so much more. See you on the next episode. Go to bookwithbeau.com.
If you're a solopreneur or small business owner, listen closely. Business growth isn't about working harder. It's about building smarter systems. It's about automation. And that's exactly what Gohigh Level Player helps you do. Build your funnel, automate your follow-up, manage your team, all in one place. Click the link below, activate your trial, and see how much more efficient, automated, and profitable your business can be in just 30 days.
Hey guys, Beau Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.